Okay, guys, so hi everyone. Today, the first episode of Jinri's Random Podcast. I don't know why we're starting this, but we had a couple of people say, hey, why don't you try podcasts? Because I like talking. So we're gonna start something. Why not? And I guess supposed to start my stock daily knowledge content, but I ended up talking about my old working careers. So yeah, so the reason why I brought this topic of what makes a good manager is actually, guys, 2 days ago I met up with my friends, and my friends are very hardworking. Like, they're kind of scary. They actually motivate me to work hard. So if you guys always wonder, Jinri, why are you working hard? Blame it on them. Like, you know what's ironic about that friend group is that they always think I'm hardworking, so they get motivated. So we motivate each other in a positive way. I don't know if it's positive. Like, working hard is like the worst thing. What you want to do in the end is work less, play more, and enjoy your time. Yeah, so my friend usually works from 8 to 11 p.m. She's a front-end engineer. Want to thank out my friends out there. So what's really funny is that she's crazy. She's doing front. I have no clue why she's doing that. Like, I'm always questioning. I'm like, Annie, don't you think? She's not my Annie. She's technically my Annie. She's 1 year older than me. But I always say, I think you're working a little too much. Well, that's her side of the story, not like. But she's really a workaholic. Like, we were all college friends, and we used to, like, work and hang out, like, and complain about work. It's pretty amazing. We also got to talk about, like, like how back then I was hardworking in a way where my working style is, hey, if I want to work, if I want to play games, I would either cut my sleep, wake up early to play like 2 hours of game before going to school. So like, she thought that was crazy, but like that's why she always thought I was good at time management. I think I might be, but sometimes like I've been slacking off a little lately. And then she's one of those type where she's very studious and she works hard. So she always has work, so it's always hard to get in touch with her. And the other girl is like, she's very good at trying to get work finished, or actually starting a new like job slash career. So everyone has their own trait, right? But what we wanted to talk about is, my friend's been working at this company for like 6 months, and she actually has entry level position engineers working with her. So, but she's one of those type who's not good with people managing, and she was like, I really wish I didn't have them. I really wish I could stay as entry level forever. And I honestly, me growing old now, I also wish the same. Like, managing people isn't hard, but like, once you're at her level, you end up having to go to meetings and everything. And so she has meetings all day, and then she also has to answer questions. But if she's not sure, she's like, what the heck? So I got to share my experience of like having a good manager, right? And one of my most memorable manager was, wow, 진짜, it's shocking. If you guys hear this, you guys would be amazed. But let's say I realized there's an issue with some ABC in my company. Like, what would your normal manager say? Like, you realize an issue and you have to probably talk with your manager, right? What would you guys say that? What would you like tell your manager? Question to chat. I used to, normally you would get like, okay. Well, I guess you could get two different responses. One of them would be, do ABC. And sometimes you'd be like, oh, when they say do ABC, but I feel like it should be XYZ. But since they say ABC, I feel like I have to do ABC. Unless you have my personality where I always talk back. If I think it's wrong, normally I should always say, okay. But my personality, it's more like, wait, why are we not doing XYZ? I don't understand how ABC is helpful. What worst way? Don't ever follow me. That's not how you talk to people. But yeah, normally you get like two ABCs, or yeah, why don't you try figuring it out on yourself? I think that's the two biggest responses you could get from that, right? Yeah, don't talk like me. No. I have a personality for startups. No. Don't follow me, guys. I'm not a good thing. Yeah, don't be like me. This is not how you want to talk. Because managers probably have more experience than me. So what my manager ended up saying to me, I still remember, I was just amazed, is that, I worked at a engineering field right before I became a streamer, and I still remember, I don't know much about engineering. I don't want to know much about engineering, especially like manufacturing, and I don't go well because I love wearing dresses and they would not make me wear dresses. That was the most saddest thing. I wore a skirt and I got called out that I can't be on the floor. They're like, oh, that's gonna be caught. Yeah, safety reasons, make sure. It makes sense, so it was my fault, but I was just really sad because I can't wear skirts. I like skirts. So that's why I can't be a manufacturing engineer. But one day I realized the problem with my operator, that they said they were this ABC problem, and I was like, hey, manager, operator said there's ABC problem, what should we do? Cause I don't want to figure it out, right? It's like, just tell me the answer. But all of a sudden he goes, let's say if it's like lights, he's like, oh, do you know how this product works? No, I don't give a crap about my product, right? Like, who gives a crap about your company product? All I care about is give me money, period. But one day he was like, do you know how this product works? I was like, no. And then he started like going through like on the whiteboard, like, so this product like mechanically works like, like this, and then there's something shining and ABC and XYZ, blah blah blah. I was like, oh, okay, I learned something. I actually don't remember it now, but like at the time I was like, oh, this is fascinating, this is really nice. So it was really cool. And then he's like, well, then because of this process, how does it connect to the problem that you're having? He kept asking me question. So I was like, actually, then I would think of it like this or that. And then he was like, okay, so then what would you want to do? What would be your first step? He kept asking me questions to get my brain working. And at the time, I was so pissed off. I was like, what the fudge, man? Just tell me the answer. Right? Like, why would you want me to think? I can just work like a robot and not think. But why are you making me think? As I grew older, I'm not that old, but that was like 2-3 years ago. But ever since I've done my streaming career, I just can't like stop thinking about that moment, because I always talk to my stream about all these different working careers, working environment, because everyone who's watching me probably has a job, right? And I was just amazed. I was just really amazed that he was actually trying to get this intern to think and to figure out your own problem solving, which isn't typical. I mean, like, there's probably people who do that, but do a lot of people do that? No, they just normally tell you the answer. So what makes a good manager is the fact that like they try to make your interns grow, is I think the most important thing. I mean, I'm already telling you guys the answer, but I could be sitting here being like, okay guys, think what makes a good manager, and you guys would be trolling, be like, the one who pays more or the one who doesn't mind if you watch e-girls on Twitch while at work. Yeah, maybe that might be the good manager for you guys, but personally, from my own experience, it's those who really help you grow, and that's like the hardest manager to find. Because like I told this story to my friend and she's like, I can't stand sitting there like asking questions multiple times to figure out what a good manager is, or like trying to make these young kids grow. It does not work like that. I would just want to tell them it's XYZ, look it up and be done. So it's really hard trait to have, but the fact that like he was trying to help me grow in that way, in that sort, was amazing. So if I were to thank like someone in my future career, if I ever grow big, it would be him. But I haven't been doing a good job of doing that with my interns because all I've been doing is like, can you help me do XYZ? So I've been not doing a good job of thinking, but as I was doing my programming stream and I'm talking to a lot of you guys, and you know, a lot of you guys come to my stream and they help me out with a lot of projects that I run since I'm not a good programmer, as you guys know. What amazes me still is those type of people who actually go, hey Jinri, I realize that you're trying to do XYZ. Well, why don't you try like A method, B method, instead of those who just comes to my stream and they're like, you're doing it wrong, or look at this for your help, blah blah blah. Just cannot stand those people. But you know, like it really does help out if you and if you like look into trying to help everyone grow. So managers can be different from a mentor. They can be same, sometimes not. Oh yeah, so I guess he would be a good mentor, but I've always seen people make fun of me, especially it really happens during programming stream where I'm about to do one. But really interesting to see those type of reactions, because yeah, of course it's the internet. You're basically here to make fun of the streamer. That's I guess the goal. That's I guess the common background that everyone has is our goal is to make fun of interns. I'm here to, you know, talk crap about blah and everything, right? But there are those nice people, and those who help me out like that, I think those people end up being like are good at work. So thanks. There are leaders and there are bosses. Leaders build up, bosses control and put down. Oh, that's strong. That's true. Yeah. So if you ever need to do a good PM job, if you ever need to do any like management jobs, really think to yourself, like, yeah, you want to get this project done, but if there's any interns, if there's people you're like that's looking up to you, like try to leave a good impression. It's not a bad thing. So that's what I always try to do is if anyone's like, you know, coming in, they're like, I really like, you know, the fact that you're doing this. It's like, yeah, it's because I want people to be educated. And I'm not educated. I always like miss a thing. I'm always 2% behind. Like, you know, I was really cool about being, hey, even maybe a CV can be longer, but instead of CV, I ended up saying CSP or, you know, CVS. So but, you know, that's leader and I guess, yeah, manager. Finding a good manager is always what young kids are looking for. So I think a good manager would be able to recognize employees with growth mindset versus those that just want to be left alone. Not every employee wants to grow. Oh, that's true, Benny. But yeah, so that's a great point of view. That is true. But here's the thing. I honestly think that everyone who's working, I think everyone has the potential to grow. And everyone should grow. And if you don't want to grow, personally, I find it very depressing because once you're done with, you grow up trying to learn, trying to educate yourself. Because, you know, like starting from elementary, even when you're young, they don't just let you go. Like you just can't find yourself being like, I'm one of those personality who don't want to grow, you know, like, and I just feel like no matter what, you should still try to grow. And if your job doesn't fit you well, you should try to find something that, you know, works well with you. And then of course you could just end up being like, yeah, like I'm just here for the money, which is fine. I used to be like that. Like I went through so many companies, guys. Like if you check my resume, I worked as an intern a lot. And there were definitely companies that I hated. Like I would never ever work here again. Like if they asked me to come back, I'd be like, no, you and I don't fit well. And it's not just the environment. Of course there were the environments, but also there were like the job itself was just so boring. Like I was like, if I were to do this every day, I would basically like, you know, like not do anything. So but I think everyone should try to grow in some ways. Hopefully, cross my fingers. One of the first things I learned when teaching was that not everyone wants to grow. Some just wants to get grades and get out. It was a mistake to think every student has a growth mindset. Oh, that is true, Benny. That is really, really true. Yeah, so I guess what to do about those people. So maybe, I guess then with that in mind, I guess the way to be a good or a good manager or a good leader is to figure out what the person wants. If they don't want to grow, just tell them the answer and period, and just make sure that they are fully capable of doing it. Versus yeah, but I hope everyone can try to grow in some ways. But I definitely know of those people who just wants to, you know, like party every day and not care about company. All they're waiting for is money. So it's really sad. Yeah, I guess that's a great, I've never put it that way, because I like working. I'm a pervert. I like torturing myself by working hard and like getting stressed out with work. I'm happy with that stress. Isn't that crazy? Like, if you see me at work, you'd be like, this girl is crazy AF. Like, she likes working. I even sometimes, if I finish all my work for company, I sometimes did like stream work of like making PowerPoints and stuff back then. Like, I was like, I love working. I just give me more work to do. And I would be finding my own work if I don't have anything. So, and what's really important is that I just saw one chat saying, wait, I just wanted to scroll up because I realized that, oh yeah, Riceblock has rated me with 10 viewers is more important. Thanks for the raid. Hello. Logo doesn't have a raid message, said G. But hello, Logo. But what's really sad, guys, is the fact that you can't choose who manages us. I think that is like pinpoint too. That's also very important, guys. And maybe that's the biggest reason I don't want to go back working, because like, if I can't work for whoever I want to work for, then my motivation just goes down. So they should actually figure out a new way to do that. But in the end, companies are company. They don't care more about people. They care about the company and how to succeed as a business. And honestly, as like quote unquote owning Jinri Co., I completely understand that as well. I am here to work for my customer, who are you guys / my products, not my employees, which is still you guys. But like, I wouldn't treat you, you know, like specially because you worked on ABC. Like, no, sorry, that does not work here. If what you worked on helped me boost my stream, then yeah, I would give you appreciation. Isn't that scary? That is actually scary. And I'm shocked that I have this mindset. I was one of you guys. I was working and I hated my boss. I hated the fact that like the boss would be, you know, always here for the company. I also hated HR. They only cared about their company, not their worker, not their people. But you know, you gotta be in both positions. As a boss, now I know all I care about is those things. So, you know, it's really hard. I think any job is hard. So life is hard. But yeah. What is the company hierarchy? So like, I just joke around, but you know what? I always say stream is like a startup. I have to make my own branding. I have to figure out what my customer wants. I have to figure out what products I can give out to my customer that's also enjoyable. And it's been a lot of searching and looking for, but I was able to come this far, I think, because of a lot of my viewers, which was always helpful. And even like meeting up with streamers, guess what? That's also part of, you know, company. I'm here to meet up with big companies, aka the big streamers who have like thousands of viewers who's watching. I have to, you know, look nice to them. If they want help, then I probably have to go. It's just exactly like how company works, and it's kind of scary. It's pretty scary, guys. So if you ever wanted to try being if you ever wanted to start being like an entrepreneur, definitely start out streaming. It really helps you boost up your like mindset, and honestly, I think streaming really helped me become like a like human being. It does help me a lot, so that's what I do want to say. And then going back to managing, I hope this kind of like reflects everyone who has people working for you. I do want to kind of mix in with the point of Benny's word of saying, hey, like if you see someone who can potentially grow, and maybe that's what my manager saw in me, is that, hey, this girl kind of has the potential to grow, right? So like if you see those person, definitely help them boost up. Like don't try to hold them down. And I've had people who are trying to hold me down, and it's awful. It really is awful. Like I would be swearing about that company if it weren't for my last view. Like, like if they were like trying to hold me down and say, like, I don't want you to grow. I want you to like just listen to me, period. Like I don't want you to do anything other than listening to what I say. So if you guys are, in that position, definitely try to see who has the potential. And those who has the potential are probably those who ask a lot of questions, who's really into working, who also like tries to get their work done, or but if they don't want to improve, if they don't want to grow from the company, they're probably those who just do bare minimum, or probably they're on their phone half the meeting. They don't really care about what's going on with the company. So definitely try to check those people out as a manager. And then the biggest thing is for those who are trying to look for good managers, yeah, it's hard. Like that's probably why I haven't gotten hired for the last 3 years, because I just cannot find the team that I want to work for. Like it's probably bad on my side that I'm trying to be very picky about it, but if they're trying to put me down of working, I don't want to work there. And for a company to know that I've been doing that, or like to know in my resume that I've been working for a company for like 6 months and then I quit, that's also not a good thing. So it's really hard, and I feel you guys. For those who are trying to find a job right now, there's nothing you can do about it other than like investigate of like, do you like hardworking people? So that's probably where the interview comes to play. But really try not to fake it. If you are a person who doesn't want to grow, like don't fake it too much. So it's not bad. It's a two-way relationship. If you don't feel like it benefits you, you're well within your right to leave. Here's the thing, Juice. But if I leave a company and it leaves on my resume track of like 6 months of working, that's so bad for other companies. They're gonna be like, so if you don't work with us, does that mean you're gonna leave? Why would we go through this process of trying to hire you when you're just gonna leave in 6 months? That sounds so bad. So then, you know what we have to do as an employee is suck up to it. Screw you. We can't do anything. Sucks to be you. You just gotta work. You can't do anything about that. So it's hard. I know it. It's really hard to find the right team. So definitely try to figure out, like, if you guys had to ask a question, you know how they always ask, do you have any questions for us? Definitely ask about like the team vibe and the team, how the team works. Of course, they're gonna like prettify what they're gonna say. They're not gonna be like, yeah, well, there's this like coworker who doesn't work or who annoys the crap out of you. They're not gonna say that. It'd be kind of funny if they do. I'd be kind of questioning his working style. But they're gonna say something where you can kind of be like, oh, okay, yeah, this team and I will work well, versus yeah, this does not work. This does not go well together with me. So try to look for those points when you're trying to find a good team / good manager. But there's actually a statistic saying if you don't have a good, like, a lot of people leave their company not because of the product, but it's because of the people and their team. So definitely check those out, and that's always the hardest thing. But I do want to say, I did pinpoint this out early on my stream, is that no matter, even if you find a good team, you're still going to find someone that you hate, and that's something you just have to deal with it. Because companies enjoy keeping those people. There's probably some good trait that the companies are keeping that one person, even if it's small or big company. So you just have to deal with it. You can't really do anything. But yeah, did we hit the 1 hour mark, guys? Are we there? Any questions before we like start moving on to actually my project that I wanted to do? Another good thing is if you can get in touch with someone who actually works there, ask them directly. Yeah. We have everyone who stays for years. We promote from within. We only have good people. Yeah. So any other questions you guys wanna, or any other comment you guys wanna put on in terms of what makes a good manager? Feel free to leave one below. It's probably helpful for newbies like me who's trying to find a job and then those who are trying to be a good manager. Maybe they have someone, who's kind of like the, pain in the butt and you're trying to help that person grow. So maybe you're trying to figure out what you can do. So it wasn't much, but I think, yeah, try to ask a lot of questions would be the number one thing if you see potential in them when they can grow. So that was all for Jinri's random job podcast. I don't know when this is gonna happen again, but someday we'll bring this back if you guys liked it. So that's all.